That's definitely not the best sign in the world, is it? So, even with the worry of contagion, I guess at this point, if it's an airborne virus, then we already got it. If it's communicated through touch, that's probably a horrible idea. But it is worth doing, inspecting the body, because we do get a little memo. I know you're excited, Peepo. So, on the memo, if we take a closer look at it, we see 3 5-digit numbers. Seem to be the variations of the same set of numbers. Not sure what those are used for, but I'm sure we'll figure it out soon enough. Also, if this elevator was working at some point, I don't know if I'd want to write it up even if it was working. It probably smells awful. Probably smells like that dead guy. If we press the button again, it'll call the other elevator. Sadly, not the case. Alright, well, I guess that means we're just going to have to keep exploring. Still have 2 other avenues of exploration. There is the additional difficulty of the fact that we don't really have a map, so hopefully you have a somewhat good memory of where you've gone or where you've come from. I've already managed to show that I'm not the best with that because I already managed to get turned around about 5 minutes into the game, and I couldn't figure out how to mantle up onto a very small ledge. But trust me, I think I beat this game when I was like 12, So, I guess we could explore down this way first. Just get the lay of the land, figure out where everything is. Uh-oh. This room's full of danger. Just glad there's no alarm going off in here. Don't really think I can handle any more alarm sounds. But yeah, the structural integrity of this place is kind of in question. All the cracks and misaligned pieces of floor and geometry is a bit worrisome. Guess that's just more of a motivation to get the hell out of here as quick as we can. So initially we can't really tell what's in this room, but the behind the shoulder camera makes that a little bit easier. That's a destruction, though. Can't tell if that was just something that blew up or something. Yeah, I guess that's just an explosion. I would say something penetrated the wall, but seems like that might have already been there. It does seem like there was a pathway here that got destroyed, so we're not going to be able to make it over to that door, even with our sweet, sweet jumping. Check out that other door, though. I think we should be able to reach it. So can we check this out? No, can't check it out. Here, I might say something like, "Oh, there's a big ass hole in the wall. I wonder how that got there." Nothing else down there. Just a conspicuously large, empty room. Let's see, what's this? That is nothing. We don't need to care about that, whatever that might be. Another hallway. And behind there's a door. Well, behind this door is a bit of a dick move. As you are starting to explore, you might realize, wait a minute, this room looks really familiar. Yeah, the door we just came out of was the one that was locked on one side and yeah, it's still a one-way passage, so keep that in mind for the future, I guess. Don't go through that stupid-ass door. As far as I know, I don't think there's really any ever reason to come back to the little cryo room there, so... Still, that does limit down where we can go. This means we can go down that one passageway. Oh yeah, sometimes whenever you try to run, if you're kind of near a piece of geometry that you can't really run past, you'll start to do like this mime pushing thing. Because there is some pushing, there's some block pushing puzzles we're going to have to do. But it can be a bit strange whenever Raz decides to go full mime when he tried to run. Back on the trail. Let's see if we can't... well, we can only hope at this point we don't manage to reach another dead end, because... Connor would have run out of options if that was the case. So this door... does a numeric code lock. Oh man, that is a hand. So you can probably already guess what we need to do here. We have that set of numbers that we got from that dead body. Don't remember what they were, so I'm gonna fail.
Incorrect password. Please enter again.
Let's take a look at some of those numbers. Well, Raz, considering you have amnesia, I'm not gonna hold it against you that you couldn't remember those numbers. Let's see. I don't know. Let's try 61891. Because only one of these is correct. Oops. Oh. Of course. Pound is backspace.
Password accepted. Disengaging door lock.
Yeah, I remember as a kid being pretty frustrated with that puzzle because I had the memory span of a fucking child. So it would be like, it wasn't the first 5-digit number, but I can't remember the other two. Let me exit out of that screen. Let me go back into my inventory. Get the next one. I was a dumb kid. And I'm a dumb adult. Alright. So further exploration, we got a number of ways to go now. Though one of them is obviously not applicable to us.
I don't suppose you'd like to try to make that jump? So, you want me to go first, huh?
I don't know, Raz. I have much more belief in you than I think you do in yourself. So, just for shits and giggles, let's try and make it. You are dead. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can die in the game. I probably won't be showing them all off purposely. I'll try to show off a few here and there. But yeah, we're gonna need to figure out some way to get across that large gap there. Let's see. I guess we should just go in order. It's probably the best course of action. Let's use our first-person abilities to look at this very large spleen, I guess. Or maybe it's a fetus. Whatever it is, it ain't natural. That's just definitely a brain. almost feels like the eye is just kind of following you wherever. I don't know. Initially felt like the eye was just following you. No, it's just kind of creepy. Actually, I think, is that? Yeah, that eye is definitely in there. For some reason I thought it might have been in some of the jars behind it, but that's not the case. So, we got a few creepy jars, and worse than that, we have, I think, some block pushing puzzles already. So, let's see what we can do with these. I think first, yeah, we can push this. I'm trying to remember, I don't think you can pull things. At least I don't think so. I think it's pushing only. Which does work out, because somebody managed to place these boxes in just such a way that pushing is the way to go. And finally, obviously we want to get in that small corner there, especially considering we do have these 2 additional blocks. Yeah, we definitely want to get to whatever this lit up thing here is. It's a pretty good indicator that it wants our attention.
Whoever built this place had a cruel sense of humor. What's the point of switches that you can't switch?
Yeah, the cruel twist of fate to be born an idiot. I mean, it just looked like there was some broken glass. I mean, that would be pretty dangerous, but I don't think that overcomplicates a switch. I don't know. Since Peepo seems to be the brains of this operation, we can let him give it a try. There you go, Raz. Super hard. So, I think what we turned off was this thing in the corner here. Is this box gonna be no, this box is fine. Ah, okay. So, the panel at the corner here is someplace we can use a key. And we just happen to have this silver key card. And this game kind of has the same problem that Dr. Hauser did, where at times there's no shine or gleam or anything for items. And especially in this case, when you open this up, it looks like there's absolutely nothing in here. But you do want to make sure and take a look, because we get this sweet Dayglow laser knife. It kind of makes me think that we're going to get into some combat at some point. But I think this is actually a tool that we're going to have to use for a puzzle rather than getting into any kind of combat with. So on the other side here, there's a few more containers. Big rack. Let's see. Don't think we can use that same key card. Oh, no, we can. Oh, no, wait. It only beeped like it could. Sadly, no dice. So it looks like there's almost something on the corner here. But, yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything. And I'm assuming this isn't going to work again. Nope. Alright, so we got the one thing we needed in here, which was the laser knife, and I guess a quick tutorial on, pushing boxes, so it's at least some progress, and I guess one room down we don't need to explore again. Alright, next up, let's see. Door has no power, it's not reacting. That's not good. I mean, we haven't seen anywhere that we might be able to enable any power. And honestly, so far, this place has seemed pretty well illuminated that I wouldn't really think that it was lacking in power. But who knows? I'll just go along with it. Just leaves us our final door here. Ooh. Seems we've gone to the fine art district of this mysterious facility. Whoop. That was a shift in camera. But yeah, this seems to be something of a little lounge area. Get all the free fountain drinks we want. Or we could if it wasn't totally fucked. Nothing here. Cool. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It's at least a visually interesting room compared to some of the samey looking corridors we've seen so far. And it at least shows that whoever built this place was trying to accommodate whomever else was down here. Yeah, it's just mostly broken stuff. The only thing that seems to be working at all in this room is this... Well, actually, I would say this floating statue seems to be working perfectly fine, but how is a statue floating? Well, I think when we took a closer look at, or we took a look at it from the first person, there was this obvious, little square panel here underneath it. Oh, that's how it was floating. Had an anti-gravity device. And that definitely could help us across that pit. So, let's go ahead and take it. Alright, well, that was clearly the wrong thing to do, but a humorous death nonetheless. So we've got a little bit of a problem here. We want to get that anti-gravity device, but yeah, disabling it's just going to cause us to get comically crushed by this huge piece of marble titties. So instead, what we want to do is not appreciate fine art. Actually, do we just need to look at it? No, that just makes us admire it more. Pretty sure, actually. So, what we need to do is push it. I thought we had to push it from the other side, but I guess it's not the case. There we go. Give it a little tap. You don't know your own strength, Raz. Yeah, now that the statue is safely out of the way, get ourselves a sweet anti-gravity device. Sadly, it is not at full power, so we're not going to be able to use it just willy-nilly. We're gonna want to be a little bit conservative with the anti-gravity. But with this, we should now be able to scale this jump here. Woo!
People, wait there.
Yeah, Peepo. You don't have a sweet anti-gravity device because you're not fucking one of the cool kids. I mean, just admit it. Peepo was willing to sacrifice us just to watch us fall to our death, so fuck him. We've entered into a room that we actually saw previously. We were on the walkway that was just above. And it looks like there is quite a bit of doodads and thingamabobs in here.
source disrupted. Insufficient power available for all systems. Deactivate all non-essential systems. Concentrating power to a single system will allow temporary restoration of that system. Notice, adjacent systems are linked and will switch between on and off.
Alright. So we have 3 quote-unquote necessary systems. Air conditioning is on, it's a little dark. And we do want to unlock the doors. So allow me to find the generator. Alright, so I think the puzzle they said was whenever you press 1, it turns off the adjacent thing.
Can't breathe. No air.
Alright, so the air conditioning is necessary, because I guess that means air circulation. Let's see, but... Alright, so not too difficult of a puzzle. It honestly only has like 3 or 4 possible combinations, so it's pretty difficult to fuck up. It is a bit lucky though, we managed to find the one thing in here that we really need to even interact with. But we don't want to leave this room just yet, because there's a few other things we want to poke around with. You know, that's a bit hard to find, like what does and doesn't do something. Okay, warning code. Off, on, off. I guess that'll be useful at some point. We don't recognize where that, no idea where or what that even is supposed to be for, but yeah, we'll remember that code. And the final thing we want to look at in here is obviously the massive console in the center of the room here.
State of emergency. State of complete disaster or more like it.
Disruption detected in main power station. Activate emergency power bypass. Repeat. Disruption detected in main
No wonder
power
the elevators are out of
station.
service.
Emergency power bypass.
Okay. I guess that does give us an idea of, our goal, or as to why the elevator wasn't working. And that's because after the disaster or the accident or whatever, the overall power was kind of fucked. So, and we did actually open 2 doors. I guess the first one we want to check out is the one that's closest by. Yet again, I guess I do appreciate the fact he's not just somehow omnipotent about what he did. Like, he doesn't just say, he's not just like, yep, this is the door I totally opened, though there's no way I could have seen that. this is getting a little spooky. I think that was another thing as a kid that kind of threw me off about this game, was that initially I was just like, sweet, Resident Evil. And then I played it and I was like, this isn't really that scary. It's, you know, I don't, it's difficult to define this as a horror game. It's got some horror elements, but it's more just an adventure game with a sci-fi setting. Also, this is the generator room, which that large console mentioned needed some power. Yeah, we're not going to be able to make our way any further along here. Though there is a very good reason you want to make sure and go down this particular corridor. Well, not this particular corridor, but this the overall direction. That's because in the previous corridor, as we were making our way down it, you might have noticed there was a grating along the floor that kind of stood out, I guess. If you looked really hard and paid attention. There we go. Take a closer look at it. Sure. Yeah, even with our magical zoom vision, we couldn't really quite tell what it was. Yeah, there's this metal grate in the way, and this is pretty much exactly why we found this sweet laser knife. Yeah, as I mentioned before, it's not for combat. Laser noise. Yeah, still, it's a bit too tight for Raz. And we haven't used Peepo in a while, so let's give him a go at it. And I honestly, I do appreciate a number of things with this game. Like, it's not the best looking game, but I do appreciate some of the cinematic touches it has. And I honestly appreciate the music. It's sometimes can be very discordant, especially with the opening. Sometimes it's just very atmospheric, but I don't know, it never really feels out of place. Alright, I guess... Turn something on and off. I guess we want it on since it wasn't. Alright, not sure what that does. It's gotta be important though. I mean, we used our laser knife to get in there. Alright, so one other place that we have to get to goes a little bit back. It goes in that incredibly large room where it looked like something had exploded, and there was a pathway that wasn't really open to us anymore. And I'm wanting to say that since we now have this, I guess at least temporary ability to do long jumps, that could mean that we don't really need the missing pathway. So since it's now unlocked and we have a way to get over to it, I guess it does make sense that we should go exploring over there. It's also a nice reward for exploring, because otherwise we wouldn't have known this was even over here. Let's use our anti-gravity. Of course, Peepo can make that jump. Glad you mentioned that, Peepo. I'm sure that would have been nice to know previously. Ugh, alright. This looks actually somewhat familiar. I think we saw this door... Oh. Yeah, we saw this door before. It doesn't open up very wide. Let's give people a try at it. Actually, so I think we want to... Is there... Oh! What else can we use to lift it? Well, our anti-gravity device. That's not good.
People, help! The door! Find the switch!
Uh-oh. Alright, so... I think it was off, on, off. So... That? Or maybe it was... like that. Yeah, I think that we got it. Whew.
Phew. Thanks, people. I thought I was a goner.
Well, that was close, and it was definitely a good thing that we investigated that computer beforehand. Otherwise, we would have a flat Raz. I guess it works out pretty well that Peepo is here. He's been exceptionally useful to us. Otherwise, I think we'd be dead a couple times over. Oof. This doesn't look super safe. It also doesn't seem like we have any other way to go, so... nowhere else to go.
Come on, keep going. There's nothing to be afraid of. What's gotten into you? Why are you so jumpy? What? That noise. What's happening? Earthquake!
The frying pan into the fire! Well, it wasn't that close of a call. I don't know, they gave you about a couple seconds anyway to start running there. Because it is a little close. But yeah, as you can probably assume, this place is still very structurally unsound. And I don't know. I guess there might have been a natural cause for what, caused all the destruction in here. It wasn't something internal or man-made. It's just some tremors. Yeah, there's not really. We're pretty much stuck in regards to where we can go here. The only other place we can go is down here. And we do want to be careful, because falling is, as you can imagine, instant death. Guess this is a good reason as any to start using alternate camera. Especially gives us this nice picturesque view of the room ahead of us. Yeah, we find ourselves back in the generator room, where we kind of hit a dead end before. Yeah, that's the door we entered before. And yet again, gotta be pretty careful here. Because since we don't have our anti-gravity control or anti-gravity device anymore, we're just gonna have to rely on old Raz's massive ups. And as long as you're careful, it's not too bad. Except for this. This can be... I remember... Oh. I think I just gotta jump. There we go. Yeah, just had to jump a little forward to get onto that.
Electrical relay has been re-established. Emergency power generator is now in operation. Power is restored.
So it just switched around the broken portions of the generator. I'm assuming I just need to drop down. And I just need to make my way back over to... It's this way. As you can imagine, this game engine was not really made for platforming. Okay. I just want to jump. Yeah, there we go. Easy peasy. Yeah, people, you got the easy way out. Yeah, good news for us. I think this floor, I can safely say, is now conquered. I think we have explored pretty much everywhere down in here. Not really any closer to figuring out exactly what happened, but... well, we already know there's only, the 3 basement levels, and this is, one of them successfully conquered, so... that's, I guess that's at least some progression. Also, a part of me is thinking that what was in that vent controlled that particular shutter that only kind of opened halfway and required us to use our anti-grav on it. At least that's the only other thing I can think that it could be used for.
I've got to get out of here before I'm in the same shape he is. No, it's too late. I'm infected. This can't be happening. How did I catch it? Oh, for gosh sake, what is it? What have I done to deserve this? If only I could remember who I am, maybe it would help me understand. What now? The power's up. It should be running. Move, darn you! Don't leave us trapped like this!